How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Absolute Zero's podcast. I'm Josh, and with me tonight we got my boy, Mr. Know-It-All. How you doing, my man?
Hey, what's up, my know-it-alls? What's going on, man?
Hey, not much. So if you guys are listening or watching this, IkiCon 2026 has already passed. So stay tuned for our convention review of that in the next week or so. So we'll be doing a IkiCon review in the next week or so. But at the time of recording this, it's actually Wednesday, but break the illusion of editing in there. But hey, I don't know what is going on with Marvel at this point, because
I don't know which part. Jeez, there's so much going. Seriously, I'm with you, but I don't know. Like, what are we? Yeah.
A loaded question, very loaded question.
Mm-hmm. No, but it makes sense.
So the past week we've finally gone officially released the teaser trailers or just teaser promos for Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, and
okay.
The past I think 48 hours or something like that, we got the X-Men teaser, which was actually really cool.
Right.
I got to see Professor X and Magneto again. We also got to see Scott Summers in his full X-Men blue and yellow suit. That was cool.
Yeah, man. Dude, one of the neatest things I've seen in a really long time was him like literally doing that scene. I know everyone's all they've all gone over, gaga about it, but I absolutely do love it. I was like, that's an incredible moment. It really is.
Dude, it really is. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also upset that we're getting this now when we could have had good X-Men stories with the classic costumes beforehand. But
that's so much. He's like, what is going on here? No, but it took him forever. You know how that is. Nobody wants it seriously.
And they even in the reboot universe or the reboot timeline, they also gave us the comic accurate suits at the very end of what was it? Apocalypse or something like that, and they didn't even use them for the other movies. It's like,
true.
What's going on with that? No, it's interesting. We all kind of figured that Steve Rogers is coming back as Captain America in some form or fashion for this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, not really much of a surprise. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Thor, because it feels almost as if they're going backwards in the thematics for him, less comedic and more Shakespearean.
We're trying to go back to sort of who Thor was before Taika Waititi took over, and that's not a personal attack. I literally am just using that as a benchmark of time.
No, yeah,
because
absolutely.
I'm not, but it's one of the things where it's like, okay, well, he ended with dressed like a punk rockin' dad with the huge thing axe and the hair and the whole bit, and now he looks very much like he did, almost identical to as he was at the end of like Infinity War. You know, with the cut hair, the whole bit. And I could see that. I mean, we'll see what they end up doing or not. I think it's I know I've heard that they've said, well, there's been speculation that they're probably jumping, that this is supposed to be a direct sequel to the original to Endgame rather than anything that's come since then, which lends itself to the because there's been a lot of people who've speculated that they're going to be, there's been like the internet's abuzz with the idea that, well, maybe everything that's happened this last phase was not our proper universe, but actually a series of events happening across the multiverse, but we just don't know what those, like what they were and whatnot. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying I've heard people speculate. I mean, people also think there's going to be another episode of Stranger Things in an hour. So, I mean, let's be real.
Let's be real, there is going to be. But no.
Just... awesome. That is awesome.
I knew it was terrible. Let's get a reboot.
Can you imagine? Gosh.
I can absolutely imagine. They're just like they let the finale take place. Everyone hates it. Mm-hmm. They're scrambling to make a quote unquote real ending.
Word.
Yeah.
So true.
As far as the multiverse goes, or as far as Phase 4 and 5 goes, and honestly, we could have an entire episode talking about the quote unquote multiverse saga, and the letdown that was. But as far as Phase 4 and 5 and the speculations on having everything that's come out, or at least majority of it, being in like alternate timelines or universes and whatnot,
Right.
I don't really see that happening, because we've had like a lot of the post credit scenes that we've seen haven't really panned out or had anything fleshed upon them. But I mean, we've had connections with some of the main groups, like in Shang-Chi. That was the one of the post credit scenes had Wong in it, and like they're trying to figure out what's going on with the power rings or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing is like all that stuff sort of fell behind. And though they mentioned it briefly, like in the Marvels and stuff, but it's like it's not enough of a connection for me for it to matter. As in with the relationship between the bracelets, and then we had to see that whole thing in What If, and it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
guys, you seed things in a million places that nobody's paying attention to. So what are we doing?
I don't know. And that's another thing with Doomsday and Secret Wars is I think that it really makes no sense thematically, because we haven't had any sort of reveal for Doctor Doom other than the post credit in Fantastic Four. We haven't had any kind of warning that something big was going to happen in any kind of multiverse, or even battle world. Take a word from the comics kind of way.
Right,
So I mean,
right.
like, the timing feels weird, and this is my personal opinion. I still think that they're basically scrambling to rework everything from the Kang saga that they were trying to do, because
See, and I can't imagine the amount of money it took to pivot this hard away from Kang. The problem is the pivot happens. It's like right now, a good example.
yeah.
These trailers they're giving out for Doomsday,
Hmm.
they're not trailers. These are end credit scenes that should have happened in movies that we've never gotten or anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
They're end credit scenes, and that's what, and literally, and they're ending with the such and such will return at the blah blah blah, and it's like, well, wait a minute, we would have the last original couple phases, we would have gotten these at the end of good movies, and instead we've just had to deal with all this mediocre stuff that isn't, and or at the end of TV shows that we didn't get any of that stuff either. So what?
They're more.
I don't know.
They're more.
I'm with you, by the way. I'm with you. What is Marvel doing?
They're more character teasers than real
Right.
real trailer teasers for the movie.
I don't believe these are scenes from the movies at all. I believe these were shot specifically with the intention of being what they are.
Just like you don't. Okay, so you don't think the scene in the X-Men teaser with Cyclops going full I-beam is going to be in Doomsday?
If they are,
Or maybe
they're
a
in
backseat.
some form of memories, or
Yeah.
like this, the X-Men perished and this is what happens, and come to find out that's the only time we're going to see Cyclops. You know what I'm saying, or something. And I don't think that's the case, but I'm saying, like, how horrible would that be?
That would be that would suck. That would mean the entirety of the Fox X-Men cast is basically dead. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no, I don't want another dark Days of Future Past movie future.
Absolutely. No, for sure. And be like, what the heck, man? What are we doing? What's the point of all this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's build it. Like, don't just tell us you're gonna, like, don't don't nostalgia bait me in the trailers just to give us a movie that sucks.
Oh, dude, is this I do believe that this movie will be the one that either revitalizes Marvel or breaks them completely. Because
Yeah.
if it isn't fantastic, if it isn't on par with Infinity War, at the very least, it's going to utterly wreck Marvel Studios. I think.
I mean, they're already. I feel like they're already sort of trying their best to. I don't know how to say like land the ship as evenly as possible. They have to have a plan past this. I feel like they set this up as a firewall, and they're like, okay, you Russos, you guys got this. Okay, cool. We're gonna go try to salvage what comes next, and figure it out. You guys just do what you do for this. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, that's how I feel.
Which is weird because this past year, 2025, was an amazing year for Marvel. You had Daredevil, you had Eyes of Wakanda, you get Fantastic Four, and I think you also got Daredevil and or not Daredevil, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like it's a really good it was a really good year for Marvel. So you gotta wonder what they're thinking with this. Like this was the movie was announced quite a few years ago, so it's really it's honestly just really hard to see the point of this movie,
I'll go with
un,
that. I'll go
un,
with that.
unless they're trying to just directly restart the ship and just go in a totally different direction from what we've gone in the phase 4 and 5 movies. Like they're trying to go in a completely different direction from what those movies were trying to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because
And
after
where are we going with that? But like, well, to where?
I
Because
I
because the problem. So here's my problem isn't that like everybody wants to be like this last phase was all woke. Look, I'm not even going in that conversation. What I will say is they stopped telling the kinds of stories they were telling. For me, I assumed Shang-Chi was the beginning of a brand new here's a singular character movie here building up to a new group, even if it was building up to something. Can you imagine if they would have used Shang-Chi, built up, and then the next time we see are the actors who we saw in the previous phases is when they're coming out as Skrulls because the original characters were, and then
oh
you get all that backstory. Like, can you imagine how great that secret invasion would have been for that whole phase? You build up with your Shang-Chi
dude.
character, maybe you do another Spider-Man solo, but you build up these characters, giving them their own movies that are geared toward doing what we did originally. I mean, that's what I thought was happening. And then after Shang-Chi, it was like, what is this? What's going on? Wait a minute. What? Huh? Like there's no reason Captain Marvel we should have got the Marvels. I say that because the Marvels is the third part of a trilogy and we never got the second movie. We should have seen another Ms. Marvel or Captain Marvel movie where all the crap they talk about. It's just one example. Like, give us these standalone movies. Give Kamala Khan her own movie that's an actual big story plot thing from the comic. Make us care about her in some way. And they just never really did that.
The Marvels is a storyline that I feel would probably work a lot better in a 45-minute episode run,
Yeah.
a miniseries.
Yeah, I agree.
For what we got, for the content that we got.
I agree. I agree with that.
Fuck it, let's talk a little bit about the multiverse saga. So, yes, I fully agree that Shang-Chi felt like he was going to springboard a new saga of Marvel superheroes, same as Iron Man did back in 2008. Like he was the poster boy for the Marvel universe
Mm-hmm.
up to
Yeah.
that point, and Shang-Chi, Sam Liu definitely, or Simu Liu definitely could have been that poster
He
boy
would have been
for
so cool.
a new generation. Yeah,
I
like,
would have accepted that 100%.
and
His personality, because he's a little bit abrasive at times, notwithstanding, I
Mhm.
like him, his performances. I like the character. I'm like, that's dope, man.
Yeah, it felt like he was going to. It felt like he was going to pioneer the new Avengers initiative,
Yes,
basically.
right. Something. I mean, how hard would that have been to? And what you do is, you know what you could have easily done. You could have done whatever
Either
Hawk. I say Hawk Girl, Arrow Girl. You've done. Get all these people and have him be like, all right. My job is to train you all and make you worthwhile. Bam! I'm in.
You could
I'm
have
sold.
like you could have sprungboard him into a West Coast Avengers team.
Easily. And then Wonder Man would make a million% more sense than it makes right now.
Exactly.
Right now, Wonder Man makes no sense to me. It has nothing to do with the actor because I think the actor's talented. And I really don't care. Everyone's like, but Wonder Man's supposed to be a white guy. Look, nobody cares about Wonder Man. He's literally a D-list.
Literally nobody
He's a D-list
cares.
superhero. Okay, whether you could have made him a girl, and I would have been, and called him Wonder Man, and I would have been down. All right. So at the end of the day, it's especially in today's climate, whatever. I don't know. It's just I feel like God, guys, you're right. God, I want to see your version where he was heading up the New Deal. Oh, that would have been so much better.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me take a look at these.
Let's call some people. No, you're hilarious. Real quick though, and I know you have something you and forgive me if I don't want to take you too far off your game.
Yeah, no worries.
Because I thought about it. I thought about an entry point for that other topic. So whenever you want, let me know, and I do have something to add, and we can go into that other thing. The thing that you asked me about. I have a way in. I have a way in.
Okay, maybe.
I have a way in that works. Just trust me. I have a way in that works for me, and it'd be cool.
Okay. Okay. Here, let me list the movies that came out after Endgame. So Phase 4, we have Black Widow, terrible. Shang-Chi, Eternals, terrible.
But hold on. But Black Widow could have introduced Yelena to the concept of Shang-Chi. We could have had like they gave us that stupid funeral scene setting up the Thunderbolts, which to me was a waste. You could have easily had him come around and been like, man, it really sucks to lose people, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm putting together a group. And it would have been, everyone would be like, oh my God, it's just like when what's his name did it. You know, Samuel L. Jackson did it.
Yeah.
And I would have been cool with that. I would have been cool with the symmetry there, but instead we get shock of white hair, stupid, wherever her name is, DeFontaine, who I'm like, oh, whatever, man. Anyways, that's how you could have connected that one, is all I'm saying.
I still thought she was Lady Hydra. Something like that no, Black Widow still
yes, by the way, I did too. I totally did too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Black Widow still should have been after Civil War, but
100%. No, 100%.
It's such a wasted potential of a movie. Anyways,
see, I at least try to come up with this stuff within the confines of their setup of events.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, if we got the Black Widow movie, how would we have stuck that in our scenario? Well, then you do it at the end. You do the end credits, you have that beat, and now let that dovetail into the next movie. But go on. What was the next movie?
Say Shang-Chi, Eternals, terrible. Spider-Man No Way Home, amazing. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Spider-Man No Way Home, though, you could have easily done also. Because you could have had him be at the very end when there's no memory of anybody or anything.
Yeah.
And Shang-Chi shows up and is like, bro, I've been blah blah blah. I don't know. I found out about you. We need help. And he's like, what? You know what I mean? Or something silly. My point is, you could easily have continued to do that thematically. What they did originally, continued on through somehow.
Yeah. So Multiverse of Madness, Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, those ones.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
So part of the problem is all these, when you describe them to me, they're exhausting me hearing them. Wakanda Forever, I thought, was not a good movie. Why? Because they should have recast T'Challa and be done with it. Second, the introduction of Namor is forced. Third, the shoving Shuri down our throats the way they did, she seems so she didn't have any of the aura that T'Challa has. So not just slamming her, and everything feels like, this whole thing felt like a funeral dirge. At no point was I like, oh, I'm excited for this Marvel movie. It felt like it had a pall over it, like a darkness, and I'm like, yeah. Okay.
This movie was literally an entire movie of just, we're at a funeral.
Yes, 100%. Even down to an amazing performance by what's her face who played his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have easily, where she's like, I've given up so much. Great, I'm glad. Wonderful performances. Why was the whole thing sad? Well, because it's on the heels of him being dead. You know what would have been awesome and would have been powerful? Recasting T'Challa. You have a moment that, do that opening in memory of, and then you start the movie with someone carrying the daggone torch. Someone who actually sits there and makes us go, yeah, man, Black Panther's alive. The character that was invented over here and we loved is carried on. I mean, how exciting would that version of that movie have been? You know what I mean? Oh, come
And
on.
Angela Bassett is the queen.
Angela Bassett, thank you. God, how could I forget her name?
I know, right? Totally snubbed. Totally snubbed at the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Still totally snubbed.
Absolutely.
So the Phase 5 movies that we have, Quantumania,
Yeah.
Guardians Volume 3, The Marvels, Deadpool Wolverine, Brave New World, and Thunderbolts. So not a single one of these movies really ever correlates to the multiverse outside Spider-Man and a little bit of Doctor Strange.
I agree with that.
So I don't understand why Marvel tries to shove the multiverse down our throats when they're not really even focusing on the multiverse at all. Well,
and
we also got a little
like part of
bit.
the problem is they were able to pivot somewhat overall, but I don't know that they could pivot based on everything that was in production. But then see you see what I'm talking about though? Then the answer should be you don't. You don't pivot. Recast Kang, move on with life.
Or just bring him back
cares?
because he didn't do anything.
100%, dude. I mean, come on, man. Like what are we doing?
At this point, Marvel is basically Warner Brothers back during the Snyderverse era. They're just reactionary.
Yes.
And it's not looking great because we don't really know what the hell is going on. Like this year we have Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday. 2 movies, fine. I'm perfectly fine with having 2 Marvel movies in a year. But I want to know what is going on with Spider-Man that correlates to Doomsday and how Doomsday is going to lead into Secret Wars and why we're getting a Secret Wars of all things.
I agree. Why are we getting a Secret Wars? Like, what the heck was that? I mean, my thing is, I feel like you haven't built, and they're trying to say, you got to remember, Endgame and all those things, they came with years of buildup.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're expecting us to, because you gave us 4 trailers, and then in the Super Bowl, we're going to get a big bad trailer. I feel like they're going to try to use the trailer system to tell as much of their backstory and try to get us as much informed and ready as possible. Now, mind you, we're all excited because it's the Russos, and the last time we saw them dip their feet in Marvel, it was amazing. It was an event. I have a feeling that we are all setting ourselves up for disappointment, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, this is unless they do something really fantastic, this is probably going to be their crowning failure.
I hope not, but I think you might be right. I
mean,
bottom line is, I don't think we can argue with that. I think that you're absolutely correct.
Like even on top of that, you remember that we were announced Armor Wars, which hasn't been released yet.
Oh yeah, no.
And Blade with Mahershala Ali, which hasn't been released yet.
Hasn't been written yet.
It hasn't even been written yet. And that movie was
really
announced
sad.
Years ago,
I agree.
ago. And they were supposed to have that out like within 2 or 3 years of that announcement, and still hasn't happened. So I'm just like, at this point, I don't really care about Mahershala Ali as Blade. Like he's done. He's out of it. I don't think he really wants to do anything with it at all at this point. So
what's so sad for me is that if you watch the What If, you could tell they clearly did that with the idea that we would have him, because that character was designed to look like Mahershala Ali. I don't care what anybody says. And it was such a cool, like Blade Knight or whatever, was such a cool character that I'm like, guys, why did we have to screw this up? Seriously, it could have been so amazing. Or as the kids say, generational.
yeah, it just goes to show that they really aren't thinking about what to do. They didn't really have. It shows that they really didn't have much of a plan after Avengers Endgame.
They've taken their eye off the prize. They're not their eye off the ball, so to speak. It's not at all what it should be. And it's like, guys, this thing could have been so amazing if you
It
would
really could
just,
have.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I'm still firmly in the camp where I think Avengers Endgame should have been the end of the MCU, or at least
Yes.
one
Yes.
of the final movies. Like you could have your ending Spider-Man movies. You could have your No Way Home, but you can have your Black Widow if you want, just to round her character out a bit more. You have your Shang-Chi, but just after Endgame, just
Yeah.
let it die, reboot after 5 or 10 years, and
Mhm.
come back strong with ever with Shang-Chi and Legend of Ten Rings. But
Agreed.
nope,
I do agree.
they just plowed through, and
Because nope.
they just did what comics did and just threw everything against the wall, and not everything stuck.
Well, and that's the problem you have is that they've entered a medium that is perpetually stuck in its second act. Comic books never end. People love The Dark Knight Returns and they love these comics because they were endings of stories.
Mm-hmm.
So then that mean to me the only logical thing to do was you treat this like James Bond. By that I mean after Endgame, sure, the Marvel universe continues with an entirely new cast. And now you don't need this. You don't need to give anybody the backstory because we know who Steve Rogers is. We know who these people are. You didn't have to get rid of these characters. You could have easily handed it off to another set of people to be these characters. And now these actors have to now bear the weight of the emotional baggage, and that's fine. That to me gives them something at least to chew on, And it's like, so now what? Same again. They should have just James Bond everybody. Boom, done.
It Marvel is just a mess right now, so I don't know. We'll have to see what the what these new movies do. I'm actually still really looking forward to Spider-Man: Brand New Day, but yeah, Doomsday is it's gonna be hit or miss. In all honesty,
I know, and I feel like because it's so much weight on it. The thing is that weight is based on now nearly 7-8 years worth of stuff that we don't like. I don't know, man. It's like you're asking us to skip over a lot and hope that you guys just re-picked up the baton and keep this thing going forward. And it's a tall order, man.
the thing is they're trying with Doomsday. They're introducing a major Marvel villain in one movie, whereas in previous movies they've built up to the big bads in most movies. Like they didn't really build up to Ultron. Like he was a one and done villain, but I mean for like the big bad events that Endgame uh and Infinity War were, they built up to Thanos. So like they should have, if they wanted to shift stories with from Kang to Doomsday, they probably should have led with introducing Doctor Doom a bit earlier.
Well, the thing is, ever since they got the rights back to everything, I feel like they've been sitting here trying to figure out what to do with things. And so what happens? They give us what is his name Krasinski as wannabe pseudo. What's his name? Reed Richards,
Yeah,
only to then give us Timu Reed Richards and Pedro Pascal, and it's like, guys, what are we like? What are we doing? I'm sorry, but I thought that dude was John Krasinski as what's his name was amazing.
yeah.
So what are we doing?
I don't know. It's weird, and that's another thing. I'm really sad that this is going to be the only Fantastic Four movie with those actors that we get, because
Which ones? These current actors?
these current actors, like I fully believe that's the only solo movie that we're going to be getting with the current Fantastic Four movies or Fantastic Four actors. Because what can you do after Doomsday and Secret Wars?
Look, I'm going to say a very controversial thing, okay? At the end of the day, Fantastic Four, while they are the oldest family and the Marvel's first family and all that stuff, it is a middling comic book that has been rebooted several times and yes, it's gone for a long, long time, but that's more a legacy like important thing that has nothing to do with whether or not they're good. Because I'm sorry, they have at some point they went too cosmic. Okay,
Oh yeah,
where Jack Kirby would have them jump dimensions and fight monsters and come back before dinner. and it was seriously. But we just don't know how to tell those kind of stories. Everything's got to be super crazy, deep, and huge. I loved when the Image guys took over during Marvel's Heroes Reborn.
Yeah.
When they took over, Jim Lee's take on the Fantastic Four was next level, and I thought it was wonderful. It was entertaining. It wasn't boring. It was which because they had just gotten so bogged down and it was super boring. And I'm like, I don't know that they like. Everyone's like, this was a wonderful. It's a fine movie. I've rewatched Fantastic Four maybe once and Disney Plus once, and I'm like, yeah, it was fine. It was okay. And it wasn't staggering. Whereas in contrast, I've rewatched Superman 16 times.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you got to go that crazy, but I'm just saying, like, for me, that's the difference in, like, Fantastic Four has just always been a little bit of blah for me.
Is the difference in quality?
Sure.
Mm.
Sure.
Mm.
I'll go with that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, Marvel is in an interesting place, and yeah, I don't really know much more to say about that. But so, shifting gears a little bit, have you heard about the Lego Smart Brick?
The what? Oh, the Lego Smart Brick. That little I heard about it in passing, and I saw briefly a short on it, but I haven't really gotten into much. I don't know if it's true or not. So what do you go for it?
So the Lego Smart Brick is basically an electronic brick. It's a 4x2 brick that has the ability to make sounds and lights in your Lego sets to give a quote unquote more realistic play element. And it's a little it's kind of interesting because they showed it at CES, the conference center or whatever, that it had the ability to actually know where it was in space, and was able to determine like what color of brick it was standing on, like red, blue, yellow, green, whatnot. But the clincher, the denoter of the fact is that this is basically going to be targeted towards children, more towards the 6 to 10 age range in their Lego sets. And the first ones that are coming out, and let me see if I can pull up the pictures. The first ones that are coming out aren't going to be cheap. So
I'm like, what are you doing? Why?
Exactly.
Why do this?
I don't know. Here, let me.
Man, I just want my Star Trek models. That's all I want. Give me my Star Trek Legos. I'm fine. Like, what are we doing?
I'm posting 3 pics in the chat. So, the first one, the cheapest one, is a Darth Vader TIE Fighter set, and as you can see in the chat here, it doesn't have anything. It really doesn't have anything, and that's going for $70.
Is it literally just him being like, "I have you now"? Like, what's the thing? Or is it going or something? You know, the Star Wars sounds. Because I feel like there was a cheaper way to have gotten that.
Yeah. It's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, a Rebel Trooper, and I'm guessing that's kind of like a fuel tank or something like that, fuel depot or whatnot. That's going for like $70, and the next biggest one is Luke's X-wing X-wing fighter, and that one has the fighter, Princess Leia, Stormtrooper, and rebel guy from Yavin 4. That one.
Rebel guy. Yes.
His name is Rebel
Guy.
You remember Rebel Guy?
For real. He's the guy that everyone's like, what's his face? That's Luke's friend. And you're like, I don't know if that's Luke's friend or not. Whatever.
But this one right here is set to go for $90, and the most expensive one, the one right there with Darth Vader, Luke, the Emperor, the Imperial Guard, and there's an A-wing fighter in the background there. That one goes for $160. And the only reason...
And again, what are we doing?
I don't know. Like, the only reason it's this expensive is because they have that smart brick technology in there. It's like, why? These are 9-year-old children, 6 to 9-year-old children. Why do we need this technology? Why do they need this technology? And why does it need to be so damn expensive? It doesn't make any sense.
Thank you. I agree with that. Why does it need to be so expensive? What's going on?
What parent is going to buy a Lego set with just under $1,000 or with just under 1,000 Lego pieces for only $160? Like, that makes no damn sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just like, ugh, whatever. Like I said, all I want is my Star Trek Lego sets. I don't know about this weird, I'm like, guys, this is like that nonsense when they tried to, remember they were like, here's your stop motion camera that you get with your Legos and blah, blah, blah. I got that for my kid who loved Legos and he absolutely didn't do anything with it.
I remember that stop motion camera set. It was like, yeah, I actually wanted that. I wanted to do stop motion.
So did
I. It was the Spider-Man one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that thing was cool. The Lego Studios or whatever. That was
Lego Studio, you're right. That was it.
Yeah, dude. That was great. But yeah, I don't understand what Lego's thinking with this smart brick. It's just literally the dumbest thing that they've ever come out with in the past few years, honestly. And that goes some because they released the X-Men ship for like $90, and that was stupid. But yeah,
again, I can't even justify that. I'm sitting here like $90, bro. Like, what are we doing,
dude? And it never even once went on clearance or anything. That's how bad the market was. But yeah, I really want that Star Trek Enterprise as well. That looks cool.
The Enterprise looks dope, doesn't it? I love it. And I'm like, I was on my Christmas list. Santa didn't get it for me, but that's okay. I mean, I'm going to have to get it for myself. I do not mind.
Get yourself your own birthday present. Yeah, there you go.
Do that thing where you like, your wife comes home and you hand it to her real quick in the door, shove her outside, and she comes back in. Babe, thank you.
Yes.
I'll totally film that for TikTok.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh god. Okay, so here's another thing. Have you heard of this rumor going around where PBS might be shutting down?
Yes, I just saw that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thinking about it for a second. I was like, yeah, I did just see that. I thought they finally dissolved it. It's like being full-blown dissolved or something.
No. Yes and no. The board of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting voted to dissolve the company or the organization because Congress voted last year to cut their $1.1 billion, which is ridiculous because why would they do that to begin with other than Trump said no? And because PBS has been a staple for decades, so why would you even try to mess with that? It's ridiculous.
The more I stop and I try my hardest to think about short of that setup, I'm with you. I come to the same conclusion. And I'm like, what I've been saying it way too many times in this episode. What are we doing, man?
What are we doing? What is this world coming to? Why?
Please, I need to know.
Why is cutting funding to PBS so important? to government right now because they're so non-threatening. They give us Sesame Street. They give us PBS Kids. Why they give us educational television? Bob Ross, for God's sake. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. What the hell is going on?
I loved Mr. Rogers. I really did.
Dude,
Mr. Rogers
I love
was
Mr.
awesome
Rogers.
in my opinion.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers was amazing.
Well, and the thing is, there's going to come a time where kids are going to be like, I don't understand who this person is with that person. They already lost. Sesame Street. That's over on HBO now, and the Muppets are over on Disney. So at the end of the day, it's like anything that they like. Those major things they used to have. They still had a bunch of other stuff. My daughter remembers, like there was some show where you were like you went into these characters shrunk or took on animal powers or something. It was like very weird, bad CGI, but it was one. But like at the time, it was like reboot level of animation for television. And she showed me an episode, and I was like, "Oh, this is what they did after I got out of watching all the stuff, the kids programming that was on PBS at the time."
Oh yeah.
And there was quite I was like, "Okay, I get it," And so I mean, they made their mark, and they did for a long, long time keep kids educated. So I don't know, it's a whole thing. But
actually, you know what? Think of the Muppets. Did you hear that the Muppet Show is going to be coming back?
I heard this, and I'm like, dude, don't play with my emotions.
We'll
see if Seth Rogen can bring it back. I think they have a possibility of having at least decent ratings by having what's her face on, because they're having her. Oh my god, I can't remember her name. The girl, Carpenter, Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter.
She's going to be the first guest. I mean, other than Seth Rogen himself, because, duh. Why wouldn't you be the producer and not be like, use my cachet, I'll show up on the show? But I want to sit here and go, who's thinking to themselves, man, what young people, what people want to see more than anything? Who watch puppets? They want to see Seth Rogen. I don't know if that's how that's gonna go. It should go down.
Yeah, I don't know. You know who I want to see. You know who should be on the Muppets? Let's kidnap Jack Black again.
Let's go.
It worked in the Muppet movie. It worked in the Muppet movie.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's great.
It really is. I'm looking forward to seeing that again. That'll be fun. I've got all the Muppet movies and the Muppet Show on my streaming service. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end it for today. A lot has been happening over the past week. A lot of it is really stupid shit. So I mean, like, don't really want to talk about the Maduro case and whatnot. But I mean,
what are you talking about? That's like the greatest promotion for Jack Ryan season 2 ever. Do you remember Jack Ryan season 2? They invaded Venezuela.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, that was the premise of the season, and I'm like, oh my god, Trump must easily watch telly. He watches Prime. I don't know.
He got his entire shit from Jack Ryan.
Dude, when it was going down, I literally was like, I think this was, and I go to Amazon Prime and I'm like, oh my god, it was. It was literally the premise of the season.
Literally the premise. Man. What the hell?
Wow. Okay. We live in a TV show, and the problem is they're getting short on ideas, so they're just starting to recycle it. They're like, well, the TV show in their universe had this. You know what? We're just gonna do that in real life. This is like The Simpsons. At some point, you're just like, oh, we're just living through everything because we've run out of things. Like, they're just going to the crazy list.
At this point, we're just living The Simpsons because they've already predicted everything.
Everything.
It literally predicted everything.
As a prophet. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, yeah, I think this will be it for us. A little bit of a shorter one, but hey, we've got a lot of stuff to do this week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we saw you at IkiCon this weekend. But if you guys are looking forward to it, look for our IkiCon convention review in the next week or so. We will have that up on YouTube, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy that. Hopefully we had a good time. I'm pretty sure we will. We'll have had quite a few panels going on, so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Mr. Know-It-All, thanks for coming on again.
Yeah, man.
We'll see you guys again in a couple weeks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.